Are you falling too fast? Too furious? I'm gonna give you 3 techniques to slow your behind down. Let's talk about it. Hey ladies, Ty Harris here of Total Love Makeover, helping the dateless woman and the woman who finds herself in dead-end relationships revive her love life. Here on this channel, I offer practical but real advice to help you attract, date, and keep the kind of love you want. So if that sounds like something you want and something you need, girl, go ahead and subscribe. If at any time in this video you want to know more about me, Total Love Makeover, or how we may work together, make sure to look in the YouTube description notes below. Now let's dig in. Technique number 1, be subjective. These days, it is so easy to sell ourselves on a guy before we have actually even met him. Thank you so much, social media. You have single-handedly given us the ability to cyber stalk our way into our own heartache. If you want to prevent yourself from falling too fast, you gotta have a clear head. That means you're not filling it with the stories you're telling yourself about this guy. The problem with cyber stalking is when we go and look him up, we collect information from handfuls of photos and posts, and we piece together a story. And that story most of the time ends up being a fantasy in our heads. Selling yourself on somebody before you actually meet them and organically get to know them in real life is a setup. It's like looking at a beautifully decorated cake in the shop window and saying to yourself, that sure tastes good. Girl, you don't know how that cake tastes. It could be a cardboard cake. So get out of cyberland and get to know him in real life. And when you do, trade your rose-colored glasses for subjective contact lenses. This means you ask yourself with an honest answer, am I captivated by the man, or do I have reason to invest in romance? A few weeks back, my dressing room insiders got a 2-page worksheet called the Not Yet Clause. The Not Yet Clause guide gives us a practical way to see things subjectively. And one of the best ways to keep ourselves from falling too fast is to determine whether or not there's a reason to be falling in the first place. Know the difference between liking the guy and having a reason to invest in the romance. Just as a side note, if you're interested in the Not Yet Clause guide, look in the YouTube description box. There will be a link to the post connected to this video. There you can sign up for the dressing room and get a copy of the Not Yet Clause guide instantly. Technique number 2, ask questions and communicate openly. When you feel yourself heading down the road of falling too fast, it's important to stop and get a gauge for where the other person is in the process. You definitely don't want to fall back into the arms of somebody who's not trying to catch you. Now, there is a tactful way of doing this. You don't want to just blurt out the first question that comes to your mind in your best middle school voice. I love you so much. Do you love me back? Try asking a question like, so what do you think about where we are in terms of dating? You think we're moving too fast? Too slow? Just right? It's important to give him a couple options so that he's able to answer you without having to fumble for what he's going to say. You can even say something like, I've really enjoyed these last few dates. Are you looking to build anything serious in terms of a relationship? When it comes to this question, you may feel the knee-jerk reaction to say, are you looking to build anything serious with me? Try to resist the urge to say with me. Keeping it broad takes a bit of the pressure off of that question. Plus, if you are really willing to listen to his answer, generally he'll tell you all you need to know.
I mean, I'd like a serious relationship one day. I'm not looking for anything serious right now, but that doesn't mean I'm not looking for something serious in the future.
There it is. Knowing where he stands can help you reframe where you're standing. Also, when you ask these kind of questions, try to stay away from emotional verbs like feel or like or want. Don't get me wrong, that kind of terminology is perfectly fine. When we're talking to one another, girl, we get what we're trying to say. However, that's pink language. And sometimes pink language doesn't always compute the same way in a blue vocabulary. To him, it could read clingy. So instead of saying something like, how do you feel about me? Try saying something direct and to the point like, what do you think about us being exclusive? Too soon? Yeah? No? When you know where he stands before you fall too hard, it's easier for you to pivot and move on should you need to. Technique number 3, give yourself options. When it comes to preventing falling too fast, especially early on in a relationship, it may be good not to put all your eggs in one basket. When we put all our hopes and dreams and wants and wishes into one guy, you better believe we become invested much quicker than we would if we had other options. We often decide to become exclusive long before he does. And unless you two have talked about exclusivity, you shouldn't assume that you're the only person that he's talking to. More importantly, you shouldn't lock yourself down prematurely. When you're early in the dating phase, I do recommend dating multiple people. You're not jumping into bed with them, you're just going on a couple of dates. But don't take me saying give yourself options to mean you gotta be dating more guys. No, giving yourself option means you are keeping your life fully open and completely yours. So you're still going out and meeting new people. You're still hanging out with your girls. You're still living your life. What you're not doing is giving all your time, all your energy, all your effort to him. When you're keeping your life vibrant and fun and not focusing too much energy prematurely on this guy, then it's much easier to hold on to your emotions and keep yourself from falling too fast. So ladies, let's quickly recap the 3 techniques that keep us from falling too fast, too furious. Technique number 1, be subjective. The best way to prevent yourself from falling too fast is to subjectively look at whether or not you're captivated by the man or if you have a real reason to invest in the romance. Remember, social media only gives you a snapshot of a person, so you gotta get real data in real life. Technique number 2, ask questions and communicate openly. As soon as you feel yourself turning down the road of moving too fast, it's time to start asking some questions. Take a little of the pink out of your voice by avoiding emotional verbs like, want, and feel. The main point here is to gauge where he is so that you're not falling in the wrong direction. And finally, technique number 3, give yourself options. Don't cast all your chips on him prematurely. Keep your life fun, vibrant, and completely yours. Well, ladies, there you have it. 3 techniques to keep yourself from falling too fast, too furious. If you liked it, like it, and don't forget to share. You can have the love you want. Sometimes it just takes doing something different to get something different. And if you're ready to do the work, I am more than willing to help you get there. Until next time.